YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. We're about to get into another reaction video. This one's titled "Fraternities Are Getting Banned Because of Caleb Wilson's Situation." Now, I know that there's a whole lot going on with excuse me. There's a whole lot going on with fraternities and sororities pertaining to their hazing practices. People are denouncing, people are exposing, people are just, you know what I'm saying, they tired of the secrets, you know what I'm saying, tired of the secrets and the mistreatment. I don't really know too much about fraternities or sororities. Like, I'm not familiar with too many, I think they call it chapters, you know what I'm saying. I'm not too familiar with chapters. I know they got the Q dogs, you got the sorority that do the, you know what I'm saying, they do that. Like, you got them, and you got the dudes that wave the stick, you know what I'm saying, they wave the stick around. I know them. And you got the other girls that, you know what I'm saying, they wipe their hair like that. That's the only ones I know, gang. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know their name like that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But you about to get into the video, man. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new, with the bell notification so you'll be notified when I post related content on the channel. Let's get into it, man.
I'm not a lawyer, but let's go through the arrest warrant that was filed in connection with the death of 20-year-old Caleb Wilson, the Southern University college student who recently passed away after a hazing incident.
Beating somebody is dumb. So what has it led to? It's led to death. You can't come back from death.
Every chapter is different. You see what I'm saying?
So this week I called some of my homies that are in fraternities and I asked them a question that I was a little nervous to ask them at first because I didn't know how they was gonna take it. You know, they keep everything on the down low when it comes to fraternities. I said, yo, what made you join a fraternity? And they all kind of gave me answers like, oh, having a brotherhood, improving my network, getting business relationships. And some of them even kept it a stack. Like, bro, I only joined for the girls. I completely understood. I remember when I was in college, man, I wanted to join a fraternity so bad so I could wear a suit and shoulder roll in front of the ladies, you know what I mean? Just watch them go crazy as they record me on their camera phones. Well, besides the fact,
Kappa, that's what it is. It's a Kappa. I wanted to become a Kappa. That's the people that be, you know what I'm saying, with the sticks. With the stick. They got the stick. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to do that when I was about to go to college. I wanted to do that. Become a Kappa.
that my grades wasn't good enough and I had a daughter my first semester of college, those dreams never happened. But the more I looked into fraternities, I realized that it's not all shoulder rolls and girls recording you while you're dancing or business relationships. There was a lot of secrets that I was like, I don't really know about this, and nobody would tell me anything. So now that I know a little bit more about the initiation process, I'm glad I never did it. Listen to the story of this young man that got hazed too far and all he was trying to do was join his fraternity.
I'm not a lawyer, but let's go through the arrest warrant that was filed in connection with the death of 20-year-old Caleb Wilson, the Southern University college student who recently passed away after a hazing incident. So this affidavit was filed by the lead investigator, and it starts off saying that there's enough probable cause to believe that Caleb McCrae, so just to be clear, the victim is Caleb Wilson and the suspect is Caleb McCrae. So same first name, different last names. So Caleb McCrae committed 1 count of manslaughter and 1 count of hazing. It says around 2:40 a.m. on February 26th, officers were called to Baton Rouge General Medical Center. Caleb Wilson is there, and officers learned that the men who dropped Caleb off said that he had been hit in the chest while playing basketball at a park, and then he collapsed. Caleb Wilson, who was dropped off wearing only black sweatpants and white socks, initially didn't appear to have any bruising, but after an autopsy was conducted, a small bruise was discovered to the right side of his chest. Officers learned through Caleb's family that he was currently in the process of pledging Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Through interviews with witnesses, the investigator learns that Caleb Wilson and 8 other pledges went to a flooring company warehouse for a meeting. After arriving at the warehouse, they changed into gray sweatsuits and then stood in line where they were each punched 4 times with boxing gloves by at least 3 different people. Caleb McCrae was one of the 3 people, and he was punching the people at the back of the line, and Caleb Wilson was standing in the back. This affidavit says Caleb McCrae punched Caleb Wilson 4 times, and then he collapsed, became unresponsive, and appeared to suffer a seizure.
Bruh, nah, I'm not going. I'm not going, gang. You know what I'm saying? You ain't about to line me up and then tell me, all right, I gotta take 4 hits to the chest with a boxing glove. What you mean, bro? You know what I'm saying? What? Bro, I'm trying to join the fraternity. I'm trying to network. I'm trying to get the business involved, bro. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? You punching me in the chest with a boxing glove, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. And then, bro, y'all don't know what type of medical conditions that bro could have had, bro. He could have had some heart problems. He could have had asthma. Could have had all types of stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? People be thinking that hitting somebody in the chest ain't that dangerous, bro. Hitting somebody you hit somebody in the what's the joint called, in the middle. You know what I'm saying? You hit somebody there, bro. That's instant. You're knocking the wind out of them instantly. You know what I'm saying? You could break the joint, right? You could break it. You don't know all types of stuff can happen, bro. You hit somebody in the chest too hard, and you doing it 4 times in a row. And I just gotta stand there and take it, chest out, just take, bro. I would have swung on, cuz ain't no way, bro. I would have swung on them. I would not be joining the fraternity that night. They would have kicked me out. They probably would have jumped me in there, bro. You know what I'm saying? I would have probably got whooped on, bro. But yeah, you ain't getting away with that one. Heck no.
The other 8 pledges who were there were moved to another room while leadership tended to Caleb Wilson, eventually taking him to the medical center after changing him out of that gray sweatsuit and into the black sweatpants. After the investigator gets this information, he gets a search warrant for the warehouse, and there they find a pair of black boxing gloves, which again supports what some of the witnesses had told him. So they conduct more. And
then what size is the boxing gloves? Like how many ounces is the boxing gloves? You know what I'm saying? That's important too. Like, come on, bruh. Come on. They not thinking, bruh.
And those witnesses who were there at the time of the incident further confirmed that Caleb McRae is the person who punched Caleb Wilson that night. Now, the affidavit does say that all information gathered at this point in the investigation indicates that Caleb McRae did not have any intent to cause death or great bodily harm to any of the pledges, but he is confirmed to be the person that punched Caleb Wilson prior to him collapsing and ultimately passing away. This is such a sad story. I'm sending my love and prayers out to Caleb's family.
Man, RIP to that young brother, man. All he wanted to do was join a fraternity for whatever purpose he wanted to join for, and he loses his life. It's crazy what goes on in these fraternities. I don't understand it for the life of me. But before we go into that, there's been updates on the whole Caleb Wilson situation. Check this out.
The more information that comes out about this Caleb Wilson situation, the more like we're just horrified and disgusted because we're just seeing just how disturbing of a night this was. You know, at first it was reported that he collapsed off campus, but that's not true. Turns out he was punched hard enough in his chest to turn him into cardiac arrest, and then was dropped off at a different location, changed this man's clothes. It's like a real life Burning Sands situation, unfortunately. And as someone who is Greek, I remember when Burning Sands first came out, and I told people, I was like, you know, Burning Sands, that's like the worst case scenario of things that could happen. I was like, that's like a chapter just really abusing its powers and doing its own thing. So it's very sad to see like the worst case scenario actually playing out in real time. And this situation, like nobody's in the green zone. I've been talking to a lot of Greeks, talking to a lot of people, because when you're picking these people to be a part of your organization, you're not just picking them just to beat on them, because at that point, it's no point. You doing your own thing at that point. You pick these people because you can see how they can be the next campus leaders on your campus. Like I always state, every chapter is different. Every chapter do their own thing. When I say every chapter is different, a lot of non-Greeks don't understand that. So let me paint the picture. Think of an organization that's an apartment complex. We move into this apartment complex, we all got the same rule. In the apartment complex, you got different apartment numbers. This apartment got a Ring camera. This apartment got a doorbell. This apartment got a mat. Each apartment is different. Same goes to chapter. Every chapter is different. I'm not necessarily referring to Hayes. I'm just saying like some chapters have chapter tradition that we don't do that. Some chapters have things like we don't do this, we do that. Every chapter is different. You see what I'm saying? But one thing we can all agree on, no one deserves to lose their life. That sadness, Greeks, we already got a bad rep. And although this is not a reflection of all of us, unfortunately, they're going to use this as so. I already feel like we do too much and we're cold. And then situations like this come out and then boom, they just take it and run with it. And how can you blame them? You just gave them fuel to emulate the fire. All I can just say is just it's a sad day in the Greek community. And rest in peace to that young man, because it shouldn't have happened. And I said it before, I said it again, dire consequences are going to be made. I already see it's an arrest that's been made. They got to get all the punishments for that because, like I said, it shouldn't have happened.
I don't know if y'all caught it in the beginning of what that man was saying, but they changed his outfit. So they watched this man collapse. and then changed his outfit to look more presentable for when the EMTs come pick him up or when they brought him to the doctors or whatever. They was literally hiding the evidence to cover their own asses. And then everybody had to stay on hush hush. Does that not sound like a cult? Like, where's the humane person that's like, yo, I don't think this is right. Let's not tamper with evidence or anything like that. Like, we didn't actually do anything wrong. Where's that person at? This sounds like a cult. I never understood why hazing is so violent. Like, these guys aren't joining the military or a gang or a boxing class. Why are these guys going under so much violence? Somebody explain to me why is sexually violating another man or beating them down a part of joining a business group? You go through all of these secret rituals and nobody can talk about it. That sounds like a cult. But I sound like a broken record now. Listen, y'all, I've done 10 years in the military. We are training to go to war. We are training to hold big guns. Y'all, I did 10 years. At no point did I get violated. At no point did somebody beat my ass for me to be initiated into the armed forces where I'm actually going to have to use some type of hand-on combat. I mean, did I have to train to fight? Did I have to train to use a gun? Definitely. But I didn't have to get initiated by getting my ass whooped or sexually violated or anything like that. So when I see these dudes joining these fraternities, I'm like, bro, what about your morality? Like, don't get me wrong. I know all chapters don't do it or whatever, but I always thought about it like, bro, it's not that deep to me. For me to be a part of a group of men, I have to go through something that's going to violate who I actually am.
Bruh. And that was my whole thing, bro. Like, the moment I found out that it was years ago, when I was, you know what I'm saying, trying to figure out what college I want to go to or whatever, I was like, all right, like, I'm gonna join this fraternity. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to join the Kappas. I was geeked up. You know what I'm saying? I was geeked up. It was back when Twitter was popping. Twitter was heavy. You know what I'm saying? Twitter was heavy. It was this video that got exposed online, right? This fraternity group, and these guys, they were laying down. They was laying down in a row, and each of them had to transport an egg, like the yolk of the egg, to the next person's mouth, by mouth. So one person had the egg in their mouth, they would spit the egg in the next person's mouth, and then the next person would do that to the next person. They would go all the way down in a row. I'm like, bruh, this is weird, bruh. I'm not even about to put myself in a situation to where that could possibly happen, gang. You know what I'm saying? That's out. That's out. When I was younger, Drumline inspired me to, you know what I'm saying, I want to join the fraternity. Like, I seen how they, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, my man, he was on the field, and, you know, he was getting the love, like they were showing them love. They don't show that part, gang. they don't show that part. You know what I'm saying? They don't do that, gang. They don't do that. That's, man, hey, shout out to the people, though. You know what I'm saying? You joined the fraternity, you know what I'm saying? You probably had to go through some stuff, bruh. I know you probably not going to tell nobody what you had to go through. Probably going to keep that to yourself. But we all speculating, though. You know what I'm saying? We all speculating. But to each his own, though. You know what I'm saying? We all men at the end of the day. And we all got to live with the choices we make, gang. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that.
Morally, I just can't get past that part. Like I said in the beginning, yeah, I wanted the shoulder roll. I wanted the ladies to look at. I wanted to wear the suits. I wanted, to have the business network. I wanted all of that. The more I find out what these guys go through, I'm like, yeah, nah. I just have to ask myself, is it really worth it? And I don't think so. Like in the military, they really break you down mentally. They wake you up in the middle of your sleep. They make you sleep outside. Like they make you do a whole bunch of things that's like, this is so different from the way I live my regular life. And then what they do is they instill military beliefs, military training onto you. So they break you down and build you back up. But they're not beating you up and then building you back up. That's what the Bloods and the Crips do. These guys are joining a group to wear suits and shimmy. Join business groups. Y'all are not fighters. Why is it that these guys are going through such vicious...
Boy Caleb McRae that turned himself in with the whole Caleb Wilson case, he actually bonded out last night with a $100K bond.
Dang. Look at him. Shame. Look at him. I mean, somebody from their fraternity, bruh. You know what I'm saying? That's making a whole lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Bonded him out. See, when you in sticky situations, when you in tough situations like that, and you in the fraternity, you know what I'm saying? But the brotherhood gonna look out for the brotherhood no matter what. You know what I'm saying? They gonna look out for each other no matter what. That's crazy, bruh. Wow.
In my opinion, I do not think that he should be able to bond out, but apparently in the system, if you're not a threat to society, you are able to get a bond. In my opinion, I also think that they should ban fraternities and sororities. And I know it might be like, oh, well, everybody didn't do that or whatever the case may be, but this just seems like a cult. Being able to walk free after doing an act like that is crazy, because this really sucks for the family, because Caleb Wilson, he won't be able to ever walk again. He won't be here anymore, but Caleb McRae will be. I'm sure there's other people, and I hope they come forward, because this is still
That
not
part
right.
is, this is a story of a victim becoming the abuser, because more than likely the guy that gave that punch to unalive this young brother probably received that same punch when he was being initiated,
100%.
or he had to go through some type of dark training. So it's kind of like, man, this is just what we have to go through. I was
Like
in your spot before, but this is what we got to go through. What needs to be fixed is the fraternity culture, because sooner or later college campuses are going to get rid of fraternities because it's causing death. It's like little cults on campus that are killing students. Eventually, colleges are gonna say, yo, we don't even want this on our campuses. So y'all need to change y'all initiation processes and understand that you don't have to go through that type of initiation process. Make a dude run. Make a dude sleep outside. Make a dude sleep in the woods. Make them do a public speech after being really tired after a run. Like, make them do something like that. Something that is safe, but is still irregular, so it's still an initiation process to see how mentally strong you are. But just beating down your fellow man doesn't make sense to me, because now you beat him down. What good is he once he's initiated? After seeing all of this, I wanted to know, what are the OG fraternity members saying about this situation? Check this out.
I was in the gym today and I was talking to some friends of mine. I really won't say I'm friends, but people I know at the gym. And one of them is an Omega. And he said something that really just pissed me the fuck off today. He said that people who are non-Greek are happy that Caleb Wilson is dead. And I had to ask him, nigga, what?
No, he said people who are non-Greek are happy that he's dead.
Y'all happy he's dead because y'all coming after Omega? Boy, nobody's...
Oh, nah.
Who's happy because we young, because we lost a life of a good kid, a kid that was taking care of his business and in school and in the band, come home and work with his church. Who's happy that we lost somebody like that? And I told him, I said, the reason why I talk about it so much, because I don't want that to happen again. No father or mother should get a phone call from no university that their son or daughter has passed away because they want to join a fraternity or sorority. When I was in college, I seen guys, and remember, I went to school in the 80s. I seen guys who was online. They spit in their face. They peed on their shoes. They went behind them and grabbed their underwear and ripped the underwear off them.
Bro, you give me a wedgie as a grown man, bro. We fighting. We fighting, bro. My man said they pissing on shoes. Bro, the type of disrespect. Now that I think about it, bro, I probably couldn't join a fraternity. I probably couldn't have, gang. You know what I'm saying? I would have saw all of that as disrespect, bro. All of that. Everything he just said, disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Everything, bro. Hit me in the chest 4 times with a boxing glove. Disrespect. Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. That ain't working, gang. That ain't working, bro. Man took his whole wee out and peed on his feet. What's the point of that? What's the point of that? Why you do that? You know what I'm saying? Why you do that? Huh? Why would you do that? You gonna go behind him, grab his underwear, and snatch him off him. Why you doing that? Huh? What's up with you? Why you do that? Like, people just gotta start asking people why, gang. Like, why? Like, why you do that? Yes, like, come on, cuz. That's crap. You gave a grown man a wedgie, gang. Come on, bro. You took his wee out and peed on his shoes, bro. What? Hey, bro, it would have been so many slaps going around in that room, bro. Oh my gosh, bro.
And my whole thing was, how's this love? And how's this brothership? I don't understand it.
I know you're an alpha.
Life member.
Life member. So,
And never let no dude hit me. That's the dumbest shit I've heard in my life. Hazing is so stupid to me. The concept of pledging is to break someone down, but then build them back up. But the breaking down is not to break you physically. It's to break you down as an individual, but to establish what a brotherhood concept is like, which is why you have your line. You want to paddle the behind when I want to pledge the mind. Beating somebody is dumb. So what has it led to? It's led to death. You can't come back from death. It's led to massive lawsuits. It's led to Divine Nine spending millions of dollars on settlements because some fool decided to hit somebody.
What's a Divine Nine? What chapter is that? Divine Nine. What's that? That's part of it. That must be the part of John that he's from. I never heard of Divine Nine before.
And made somebody run and somebody died from exhaustion. That is stupid. A mother or a father does not send their child to college to return home in a body bag.
Did y'all hear what that first brother said? Dudes was peeing on other men's shoe. That means a grown man was standing there while another man whipped it out and peed on his shoe. They were grabbing dudes by the boxers and pulling their boxers up. What is this for? You're breaking this man down to what point? To the point he's not a man no more? How deep does this have to go? All to join a fraternity. I don't get it for the life of me. If I gotta sit here and watch another man pee on my shoe, I should not be able to get into any type of fraternity. You mean to tell me you're accepting guys that will receive that type of ritual? To me, you gotta be a weak man to put your morals to the side just to join a group of men. Don't get me wrong. There are some fraternities out there that's probably solid. And for some guys, they need that. You know, they need that big brotherhood. But if it gets to a point where you have to get demasculated, that shit ain't worth it. You should never have to put your morals to the side to join something. There's even things in the military that I had to outright say, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do that because that is against my morals. That's taking it too far. But before we end this video, I'm going to leave y'all off with one more story, and this story is going to be from the sisters. I'm going to just let the video play out, and then we're going to end the video out.
I was the number 9. So the 9s that came in the line like before me, that pledged before me, they would be the ones that would be on me, like calling and stuff, and they would have my number. They would have like you know, if you did something or if they felt that you talked to them disrespectful, if you didn't call them big sister, you got to write 5-page long papers talking about how you're disrespectful. And on top of that, you got to go do house visits. So house visits is like when you go meet up with big sisters that are just in town. It's you and like 2 or 3 other people with you. And mind you, you could never be by yourself. If they ever caught you on campus by yourself, they would kidnap you. like on top of that, like not even the Deltas, but like if the Qs, which was the brother for fraternity of us, caught us, they could kidnap us. And then they would have to call your license. They would have to come get you. They could do whatever, you know what I mean, to you. Like, you know, you have to get in the cut, which I mean, like take licks.
What?
Everything. They smile wipe you. They do this thing where they make you sit in Delta chair, which is basically like squats. They sit on you. They spit on you. They hit, you know what I mean?
Spit on you?
Hair. Yeah. You know, we would eat dog food. I mean, the most demeaning, disgusting stuff that you could ever imagine. We would do this thing called Delta apple, where we would literally all take and bite out of the onion and like pass it to each other. You know, if you ever got an attitude because of something that they did to you, it's over with for you.
They spit.
Bruh. Why put yourself through that, bruh? Just for the networking? No, it's not worth it, bruh. You got social media. You could social network. You could social network now on social media. Like, you ain't gotta, bro. Heck nah, bruh. Spitting. They spit on you, bro. Come on, gang. That's disrespectful, bro. Spitting on you is disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Then they say they can kidnap the brothers of that fraternity can kidnap the women and do whatever to them. What is you saying, bro? What is this, bro? What? Now I see why a lot of people are denouncing, bro. Because that's just out of control, bro. That's out of control, bro. Like, tighten up, bro. Y'all not a gang. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not military. Like, tighten up, bro. Like, what is y'all on? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all doing all of this. Y'all spitting on each other. Y'all peeing on each other. Y'all giving each other wedgies. Y'all kidnapping women. You know what I'm saying? Kidnapping women. That's a crime. For one, that's illegal, right? Am I wrong? Kidnapping is illegal, ain't it? Right? Then y'all gotta bite into an onion, and the same onion, you know what I'm saying, and pass the onion around. Come, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. This might be some of the most dumbest things I ever heard in my life, gang. I ain't gonna cut to you, bro. I don't care what nobody got to say, bro. That's just dumb. You know what I'm saying? That's just stupid, bro. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way, bro. Come on, cuz.
Spit on you and they make you eat dog food. If somebody makes you do all of this, do you really want to join their group? Are they really a friend? Is this really something you want to do now? They make you go through all of this. Do you really want to be initiated that bad? They spit on you, make you eat dog food? At what point are you like, no, this is too demeaning? Like, I'm good. I'm good. No I'll be an average Joe on the college campus. I'll be to myself, me and my bros that I know from high school. I'm good. But to know that y'all a whole bunch of shimmying people that got spat on, peed on, had to eat dog food, all the dance in a line with cameras on you, no, it's not worth it. Yeah, you get networked, you meet all these other people that went through the same disgusting rituals, but I'm good at that point. And again, I'm not saying this is all fraternities, but I feel like fraternities need a culture change, because when you are inviting somebody in, yes, you should definitely make them go through something, but it should not be to the point that you are demeaning them as a human being. That's just wild to me, because again, 10 years in the army and we did not have to go through that kind of stuff. Or the tryout to be in the military should be a lot tougher than anything else that civilians have to go through, especially if you're trying to join a business group. But anyways, y'all, I'm gonna end this video by saying this, y'all. Morals before anything, all right? Just because other people are willing to do it, that does not mean that you should put your morals to the side just to do it. There's certain things that's like, yo, bro, I'm not doing that. That's against who I am. Because what happens is those people go ahead, they go through it and they be like, bro, you could have went through it too. But then there's always a bad story of somebody that didn't make it, or there's something that they're not telling you. Now, I mean, so always just stay true to yourself.
Yeah, bro. Like, That's just ridiculous, bro. That's just ridiculous to go through all that just to join an organization for business and networking opportunities. Like, it don't make no sense, bro. It don't make no sense to me. It don't make no sense to me at all. You know, to get spit on, like your character got to be involved. It got to jump in and get involved at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like, your character gotta speak up. You know, like, I understand people want the networking, but it's just not worth it, gang. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not. Like, how you gotta after you leave and get spit on and peed on and get the wedgie and gotta eat dog food and spit eggs in each other's mouth and eat dog food and eat onions. Like, at some point, right? At some point, you gotta leave all that. And you gotta go home. You gotta look yourself in the mirror. You gotta look in the eyes of yourself and be like, dang, bro, you really just let somebody pee on you, gang. You really just let somebody pee on you, gang. You really just let somebody spit on you. Like, they hawk spit in your face, gang. You just allowed that, bruh. You allow somebody to tell you to eat this dog food. You stood there and allowed somebody to walk behind you, grab you, lift your shirt up, grab you by your drawers, and give you a wedgie as a grown man. You allowed that. Come on, gang. Morals and character gotta get involved at some point. Some point, bruh. That's gonna be it for the video, man. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification so you be notified when I post new lit content on the channel. Until next time, man. Deuces.